Hey everyone, welcome to Code Harmony. Today we are solving LeetCode problem ID 3186. Maximum total damage with spell casting. This problem is based on dynamic programming and asked in these many companies including Google and Meta. Marked as medium, but it will be another typical dynamic programming question where we just have to identify problem, subproblem, and overlapping subproblems and just optimizing over the space. Let's have a look on the problem statement. A magician has various spells. You are given an array power where each element represents the damage of a spell. So we will be given an array named as power, and every element in this array is like a damage by that spell. Multiple spells can have the same damage value. Okay, the elements in the array can be repetitive. It is a fact that if a magician decides to cast a spell with damage power I, they cannot cast the spell with the damage power I -2, -1, +1, +2. Let's say there is a magician who is casting a spell with the value, let's say 4. So that spell is causing a damage of 4. And they are saying that if the damage 4 spell is casted, then they are not going to cast a spell with damage for -1, which is 3 and 2, and 4 +1, which is 5 and 6. So these are not going to be coming into the picture if a magician is damaging 4 with value 4. Each spell can be cast only once. Written the maximum possible total damage the magician can cast. So here, let's say I'm given an array. So here these are the damages caused by ith casting of the spell. So first spell is like causing a damage of 1. It means it is not going to cast the spell which will be causing the damage of 1 + 2, which is 1 + 1, which is 2 and 3, or 0 and -1. So if let's say I'm considering 1, then I cannot consider 3. But can I consider 1? Yes, I can consider 1 because it is not written in this paragraph that we cannot consider the spell with the same damage. Okay, so if I'm considering 1, I can consider 1. I cannot consider 3, but I can consider 4. The total damage is 4 + 2, which is 6. If I'm not considering 1, or if I'm not considering this one, let's just do not consider this one, because otherwise we'll have the same result. Because that does not make sense. If I'm considering 1 and not considering 1, this is not something useful. If I'm taking 1, take all the ones. Not taking 1, do not take any one. Then I can take 3. But in this case I cannot take 4 because 4 is 3 + 1. So I'm getting a 3 in this case. So it is something like every single damage can be included or excluded. The magician can cast a spell with the current damage value, or he can skip it. Skip it, why? Skip it to get a better result. If I'm skipping 3, then I can include 4. So like this. Okay, so in short, the first observation that I just did is, if I'm considering value I, let's say that is A, then I have to consider all the instances of A. Either take all the damage of A or do not take all the damage of A. It means that this is going to be considered only once. So 1 is coming 2 times, 3 is coming 1 time, 4 is coming 1 time. So I can take a frequency map so that I can make a decision over this key, whether I have to take this key or ignore this key. That is our first step, first observation. Create a frequency map. After creating the frequency map, if I'm having 3, I cannot include -1, -2. I cannot include +1, +2. So if I just keep these closer elements closer, I'll be able to make a decision properly, because if I'm considering 3, next element is 4, which is coming in this range, so just discard it. Or in this case, if the next element is 5, 5 is not coming in this range, I can include it. So if all the elements who are closer to each other are closer in the array, we'll be able to make the decision faster. In short, I'm saying if I keep these keys in a sorted form, I will be able to decide which one to pick, which one to discard, because these values are itself sorted. So first one, I am taking a frequency map. Second one is I am doing the sorting of every single damage and occurrence of that damage in the array. So I did the sorting. So yeah, if I take the same example and apply these 2 steps for now, 1 is coming 2 times, 3 is coming 1 time, 4 is coming 1 time, and then doing the sorting of these keys. This is a power array. Power array, or you can say this power array is having damages. So these are the damages, and I have captured the frequency. So this is frequency and this is the damage. If I am including this damage, I cannot include +1, +2, -1, -2. But if I try to go in this direction from left to right, I am only concerned about including the current element according to the previous one, because later on I will just decide when I will be doing the iteration. So if I am at 1, I am coming from the left direction and I will be making the decision on the basis of left items, that whether I should take it or not. Okay, so I am coming at 1, and at 1 I have 2 decisions, that whether I should include 1 or exclude 1. If I am including 1, I need to make sure that the previously included value is having a delta greater than equal to 2 with this current value. So excluding is something, just exclude it. Excluding do not make a problem. I am including 1. It means including every single instance of this one in the answer. So the final damage is equal to 1 into 2. 1 into 2, that is 2. And if I have included 1, I cannot include 3. I cannot take 3 because previously captured value plus 2 should be less than the current value, because it is already given in the problem statement. If the previous captured value is 1, I cannot take 2, I cannot take 3. So P plus 2 should be less than I. If that is the case, I can include it. Otherwise, I do not have an option to include it. So at every single portion, I am including on the basis of previous value and excluding basis of nothing. So this is a typical knapsack kind of style to pick every single damage, and just keep it in mind that if you are picking something, pick every single instance of that damage. So I have my damage array prepared, which is something like 1, 3 and 4, and I have frequency is 2, 1, 1. Start including element from this index, and this index is 0. So solution from this index. I also need to keep track of the previous item. Let's say the previous item is -5, because the values are always positive given in the constraints. What should be the return type? Integer. Total damage that I can form. So at this index 0, I have 2 options. I can include it in the answer or I can exclude it. If I'm excluding it, then whatever is the answer of solution of idx plus 1, this is my idx, and previous value will remain the same. So this is option B, or option A is something. I will include it only if I am allowed to include it. If current value is greater than previous value plus 2, then I can include it. Otherwise I cannot include it. Then whatever is the maximum of these two, Just capture that. So this is coming out as a signature for our recursion. It is having index, it is having previous, and it is having a return type. So this index and previous, they can form key, and this index, they can form value. This key value can form our DP table. So we can memorize these calls. How we can, why we should memorize it? Because every single call is making two subcalls. 2 raised to power n, around 2 raised to power n. It is going exponential. But we can make this exponential to quadratic because we only have two variable factors. But if we have a look on the constraints, this previous value, the power is going till 10 to the power 9. So having 10 to the power 9 values, and I'm making a keys to maybe, let's say, concatenating these two, I might get a couple of string overheads. So to avoid that, we can go with the fashion that we use to calculate the Fibonacci sequence and the Fibonacci number or coin change problem, means going in a bottom-up approach. So this is going to be the top-down approach. If you are able to memorize it using some data structure, then memorize it. Otherwise, we'll do in a bottom-up fashion while doing keeping a style of running sum. I will show you how. This was the case. Damage is 134. At any moment at index I am only concerned about -1 and -2. At index I have two options. If I am keeping the index, if I am including the index value, then I cannot include these two values. Apart from these, whatever is the value I am able to get, I can just use that. But if I'm excluding IDX, then whatever is the value I'm able to get till the previous one, that I will take. We need to get an idea that till IDX value, whatever is the maximum damage that we can cause, we have to find that. So corresponding to this, I need to have one array where I will just, this position is going to hold the value that till this value, if I just include these damages, what is the maximum damage that I can cause, which will be 1, because there is nothing previous to this. Till this 3, what is the maximum damage that I can cause? If I'm damaging with the damage value 3, that I have to omit the 3, one case. I cannot include the one case. So either take 1, take 3. See, 1 into 2, because 1 is coming 2 times, so it will be 2 here. So 2. If I'm including 3, 3 is coming 1 time, so I can give the damage of 3 plus any previous damage. No, because 1 we cannot do, because 1 is 3 minus 2. So either this is one option. Second option is, if I just skip 3, 2 is the option, that is our previous one. So maximum of these two is 3. This 3 is something I'm going to do. So till this second index, maximum damage that the spells can cause is 3. If I'm including 4 as well, so let's explore these cases. 4. I'm including 4 plus, can I include 3? No. Can I include 1? Yes. And 1 with 1, what is the maximum damage? 2. So 4 plus 2, which is 3, which is 6, sorry. So 6 is one option. If I am not including 4, then maximum damage till 3, that is 3. So maximum of these 3 is 6. So if I just include every single possible damage value, then 6 is the maximum that I can get. So the problem that I figured out is, given the damage array, which is prepared from power array, till IDX index, how much damage I can cause if I'm considering all the elements from left to right. So 6 is going to be the answer. And yes, and that is by including 1, 1 and 4. So that is our answer. So this is how we can do. First step is frequency map. Second step is sort keys of those map, because keys are damage values, and once you have those damage values, you have to go from idx 0 to idx less than n. At any moment you have two choices, including it and excluding it. When you are including it, include the current value and include the last value that you can take. If you are including this value, the last value you can take is, let's say, this value, then this value you just take and take the sum of all of this. If you are excluding it, then just previous value that is in the DP array. So that was just a basic idea, and let's write the code for this problem. And in this case would be time complexity, preparing frequency map, sorting the keys and log n, and then just iterating over it without any extra space. So it is order of n log n time. And what about the space? Space is going to be order of n, because we are preparing the frequency map. Here, this is the code that I have written for this: preparing the frequency map, sorting the keys, and after sorting the keys, I am taking the DP array and going from left to right. And at every step, I have two options: including it and skipping it. If I'm skipping it, just I minus 1 value is the maximum value that I can get. If I'm including it, include the current value, then include the previous maximum value that we can get. So maximum of these two is going to be stored here. So that was all about it, and this is I did with bottom up. I also tried it with the top down approach, but in top down approach, memorizing it using a string is going to be a very heavy bottleneck operation. So this one is working fine. And in case you have any doubt, comment down below or discuss in the Discord community. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.